Hello, this is Andrew. I'm back again. This is the third video for the week 1 course. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to try to get the iOS image loaded into the router and get the router running. You can see here when you open it up, you get this view. To me, it's really strange. So what you want to do is go to Edit Preferences, Style. I like Legacy. To me, Legacy looks like this. This is the GNS3 I know and love. Okay, so the idea is you have these virtual machines here, but you got to get your iOS into the virtual machines. Now, when you click on this router, you should not have any routers here. I do, and I'm going to show you how I loaded them, but I'm not going to unload the iOS and load it back up, but I'll go through the process for you. So basically, I'm looking at a 2691 router here, okay, and you can see for this router, if I click start, I can click start here or here, and you can see this light turned green. Now when that happens, you can go ahead and go to the console, and this is the equivalent of plugging a console cable into the back of the router and using putty from your PC to ping into the connect into the router. So you can see here we're into the router. I'm actually using Super Putty, which allows a little more capability than regular putty. Okay, so you can see basically, if you've ever consoled into a router before, you can basically see this router is up and running, and this is running the actual iOS image on the router. So at this point, we want to get you to here, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to come up here to Edit Preferences and go to iOS routers. Now you can see here I have these two routers. Well, what you want to do is add a new router, okay? And you're going to browse in, pick you a my iOS images are in this folder, so I'll go in here and pick binary, and then it's going to ask me to decompress. I say yes. So go ahead and decompress and then click next. You can choose the chassis here. Okay, click next. I just accept the defaults on all of these. I'm going to go ahead and put a switch module in here. This switch module is the equivalent of just plugging a switch into the back of the router so that you can just use this router as a switch only. Add a WIC card. You can always update these later, but for now, then I'm just going to do finish. So there's my 2600 router. Now, we'll say that image isn't really working correctly, but so what you would do is you would see a 2600 up here when you downloaded that. You pull it over here. Now, we'll go ahead and stop it. You go ahead and start it. You have to set the idle PC. The idle PC is going to optimize using this iOS image on your PC, and you have to go through this process. Okay, so you click idle PC, and it's going to compute some values. You want to drop down, and when you see the one with the asterisk on it, go ahead and choose that, do apply. Now if you didn't get an asterisk, just go ahead and choose a different one, kind of mix it up, and then run it again. Go through the idle PC process again. I'm not going to apply because mine's already optimized. So that's pretty much all there is to loading up a iOS image onto a router. We'll go through the steps here real quick, just one more time. Of course, you can just rewatch the video too. But just as a summary, yours is not going to have any here. So you just go Edit, Preferences, iOS router. Well, if you go back here, one more thing I want to show you. Edit Preferences, this is where your binary images live. So, you know, that wherever your binary images have to be in this folder. Okay, so iOS routers, then you just click new, you go ahead and you do browse. Now that's that folder. So then I just choose the image I want. My 2691 and 3725 work. For some reason this 2600 image doesn't work, but that's the one I loaded just as an example. Go ahead and decompress. Once it's decompressed, go ahead and load it in. You might want to put the switch module in there so you can use it as a switch. Might want to put some WIC cards in. And then finish. Now, when you're finished with it, go ahead and choose it. Like I said, this 2600 image doesn't really work, but what you want to do is go ahead and start. Then you want to console. And when you console in, you want to make sure it's ready for the idle PC. And then go to the idle PC. But this image just doesn't work. So sorry about that. But yeah, so we'll do an example with this one. So just go ahead, start. Then you want to console in. I'm just showing you different ways to do it. You right click, you get this, configure, console, blah. Here's your, now I've got my super putty. Once it stabilizes, go up, wait for it to stop, you know, and then go up here to the idle PC. Let it calculate the idle PC values. And then just choose the one with the asterisk next to it. Here it didn't get an asterisk, so I'm not gonna calculate it again with the same value. I'd go ahead and choose this value, okay? That's great that it didn't come up with one. And then apply, and do it again. So now I'll just do it again. And hopefully we get an asterisk this time. Okay, so we got this, and we're going to choose the one with the asterisk, and we're done. Okay, so now let's go ahead and console into the unit. I think we're already there. So you should be able to get into the unit once you're done. Okay. And we're going to do a show IP interface brief, and you can see here these are the actual switch ports that we added. Took another look. So these are the switch ports that I added when I went through the process of adding. Okay. Let's take a look at the 3725. So this one I'm going to use as a router, which is my 2691, and then this one I would use as a switch. I can actually change the symbol. Let's go ahead and stop these. Okay, so this. Now once you set that idle PC, you only have to do it once. From then on, once you pull a router out from here, it's already optimized. So you only have to do it one time. So this is my actual 3725 router. We'll go ahead and open this console back up. Okay, see in Super Putty it'll open like this. So this is router 1 and router 3. We'll just make it look like this. So oh, sorry. You got a lot of play with this. You can do it like this. That way I can put router 1 on top of router 3. Super Putty is a pretty good tool. All right, so router 1 stopped. Let's do a, we'll do a, okay, so you can see this is what I'm going to use as my router, 2691. And then here you can see these are all the switch ports assigned. So this is just like if you were consoled into a switch. So that's pretty nice. So also we can do the change symbol. So then I can just use this as a switch, just literally connect to the fast Ethernet port on the switch module over to, the fast Ethernet here. So you get the idea. All right, thank you.